Perfect. This is part 2 of the desert deck profile. It's your boy, Mr. 100 grand. You know, it's whatever you can call it, whatever you want. You know? It's fine. It's all good. But either way, or the bishop, you know, of the Checkmate Fusion boys, the chessmen. But I played this past weekend in the regional online. I played Tapion. I was originally going to play something new from the new set, but one of my buddies that was playing said he wanted to play Tapion, and we wanted to be Tapion bros. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I guess we'll do it together.
What place did that buddy get?
21st.
I think he got 20th.
20th?
Yeah.
21st or 20th. Yeah, he did a good job. It was his first time playing an online regional in like a good long time.
Yeah.
Really, he just wanted his invite, so good for him. And more packs, because trunks, we love black. Either way, let's get right into it. Tapion Leader, I'm sure you all know what this does by now. Lets you free play the 2 1-drops, one from, not both, but one from drop, and then one from hand if you want to draw 2 cards when they come into play. Just got to be careful going into certain matchups not to play both, because sometimes they'll have the counter and then you'll be like, oh, this is awkward. And you just got to be really careful. And then when you play them, you can do it on both players' turn, which is huge, but you need those out to get the deck going. So you can bounce those to your hand for effects from certain cards. So your 8-drop can do things, your 4-drops, and your activate battles just makes everything go really smooth. It's kind of weird because like +2 kind of broken both players' turns. And everyone's like, no, it's a +1. I'm like,
who would have thought?
Yeah, well, I'm like, well, when I bounce it to my hand, now it's a +2. Oh wait, it's about to be a +3 now. Weird. Anyway, I'm gonna slide this over. So in my deck, ratio's kind of the same for most people at this point. 4 of each of the 1-drop Minoshas and 1 of this Tapion. These are your draw cards. You only really use this if you can't find these here, because after you play this on turn 1 and 2, usually, preferably, you just start playing these so you can start drawing more and try to find your SCR and your win conditions in your 8-drop. I did a split for the 2 super combo in archetype because it's searchable, and then this one for the Zeno because it's Zeno. Kind of broken. Get your one of those back to your hand after you charge in the beginning. And then this is where I messed up. I played a 4-1 split of this. There was one game where I played against Kid Q, one of my 2 losses, unfortunately, even though his deck is a great matchup into Kid Q, where this was stuck in my life, and I was going second. And then he got to awaken, so he negged this, and I couldn't awaken. And I looked at my deck, and I saw this in my life. No, I saw this wasn't in my deck, and it was in my life. And I'm like, well, this game's over. There's nothing I can do about it. But it is what it is. It's a good time. It was against our good buddy Dave, who does our actual editing, and he'll be editing this one. Hi, Dave. For our threats, we have Tapion Defense of Disasters upside down.
Only a 3-0.
Only a 3-0. That's all you really need, to be honest with you. You see so many cards in this deck. You don't need 4 copies of this. Most things you really don't. Then another one I played was the Vegito. This is going to come out. I just wanted something I could play just in case these 1-drops didn't happen. But a lot of the time I didn't want to tap 2 energy because there were a lot of random barrier threats that I had to get rid of, or cards on board I wanted to get rid of. So when they negated my attacks and I couldn't get these 1-drops out, I'm like, all right, I'll tap 1, play a 1-drop, draw a card, bounce it to hand if I'm playing one of these or something. And it just felt awkward, and I'm like, I don't like this at all. But if I had the Boo with me from the set, I probably would have put that in. But either way, didn't have it. Kind of worked out still.
The new 4-drop Boo?
Yeah, the new 4-drop Boo. Yeah, really good one. Although you do need a Z extra out, so it's kind of awkward sometimes in certain matchups to try to get it set up.
Yeah, trying to develop the Z.
Yeah, that's why me and my buddy were talking. I know some people played like 3 copies, but we were thinking just like 2 or something, and then something else to try to circumvent the whole negate your attacks, can't play a 1-drop situation. Then for the negates, we played 4D Magic. Still looking for 2 more level 2s if anybody got me, by the way. Can't find them anywhere for a good price anymore. And I played 3 A17s. This was good. I think I'd stay there with this one. And then I played the Trunks free attack. I consider this a negate, because I'm going to be honest, it's been negate. They swing their 4-drop, they combo on top, and I'm like, oh, I'll just bottom deck it real quick, you know what I'm saying? It came up in Vegito as well. Whenever I play against that deck, or black that's trying to make the 6-drop Vegito, I'll just bottom deck their Overroam, and then it just becomes really awkward for them to try to set it up if they didn't swing correctly, or play their cards right, or sequence right. 3 Senzu Bean. There was one game where I went double Senzu Bean on my leader and they just passed the turn. That was great. Big fan of that. And then 2 UI. This was huge in the Kid Q matchup for sure. Because just getting to a 30k leader and being able to restand the energy is massive. And then I would get out of a swing and I'd bottom deck one of their 4-drops. I'm sorry, not 4-drop, 3-drop skillless battle cards. Because one of the biggest game plan against Kid Q is making sure that their skillless are back in their deck. Blue being able to bottom deck is huge, because that means their bunny girls are turned off. If they can't Buddy Girl, they can't win the game. They can't Chatsu, they can't win the game. So I'm like, sweet, let's keep this up. So if people want to keep running those numbers down the skill list, go ahead. Please, please, please. And then I played one Beer's Ball. I kind of wish I had a second one, I'm not going to lie to you, because I had 2 in the deck originally, but then I cut it to 1, kind of wish I still had the second. We'll see what happens. Just being able to have these, and then the Senzu Beans for sure, for the when they have the Koitsukai turns, that way you don't lose cards in hand, is huge. And then for the boss monster, the 8-drop. Just slide that under there.
Ew, an SR?
Still in the mail. Kind of weird. But this card's broken. 2 energy if you have 2 blue battle cards out. And then you can, when you swing, you can activate battle and return a 1-drop to hand. That way you don't lose hand size. And you can combo with it if you want, but it becomes 35k double strike. And auto, you can bottom deck a card when you swing. Pretty nice. One-ofs, we played the one-of Majin Buu. Kind of have to have it because the card's still broken. One of my favorite cards, Emotional Blow. He's cool, he's super cool. Almost said a no-no word. But yeah, and also getting through barriers huge. You don't have a lot of barrier move, which kind of sucks. But this card kind of handles that situation because a lot of times you're just going 2 for the 8, then you play the Emotional Blow, or you play your SCR and you play this card, get rid of the barrier threats, and gets through indestructible, which is nice. And it has critical. One Avenger comes up in certain matchups, you can't not have it. And I play 1 Gotenks. I see a lot of people cutting this card, which I think is a mistake, to be honest with you, especially with a lot of black coming up. It came up in like 3 of my matches where I just bottom decked one of their 6-drops, and they just couldn't do anything anymore after that. It matters a lot. And being a 25k, it gets around Koitsukai. Then we have a Secret ID. Card's great. Can't talk a lot about it. Everybody knows what it does. Get rid of 3 skill lists, or when I played one of my opponents, I just warped his 3 TNs on board. It was just awkward for him. 1 Oob. People play around this card a lot. When they say blue, they just don't Z-charge anymore, but you have to have it just in case they disrespect it, and keeping it in and just charging it means they have to keep Z energy out of their Z, or else you can Zeno bring it back, or if you have a second one. This card, I kind of wanted a second one, I'm not going to lie to you. It's really good. I actually, with the marker, I would UI, restand my energy, sack the marker, and then play this card. And then I would combo it off, and then I would tap 1 energy to just get rid of their second battle card as well that was swinging. And then they didn't have any skill lists, and I did it against Kidku, and they just didn't have any more plays. And then the Gohan Ultimate. The best blue SCR in the game. I can't really say anything else about it. Yeah. I would activate main a lot instead of swinging. I think that's becoming the norm at this point, just so you can avoid any combat tricks or anything that might be of issue. Even when I played against Kidku, I played this and they would negate to like a 20k. It didn't matter. I would just restand my energy, make another player, restand my other battle cards, and just swing and kill them. Yeah,
it's almost like restanding 2 energy is pretty good.
Weird. Who would have thought?
Wow.
Then for my sideboard, one of my other favorite cards, Heroic Prospect. Oh my god, I'm so happy I can play this card again. This thing was broken in every matchup that I played. I even had one game where I just tapped 3-4 and my opponent just passed the turn. I'm like, alright, that's perfect. Keep it up. But no, bottom decking 2 cards is a tall task to ask for.
It's pretty rough.
Even against like Kidku, I'll side it in. I don't care that they're 3-drops, just being another 1 energy negate is massive. So you kind of have to, you just kind of put it in because you can negate their swings. And if you get to go first and set it up, then it fades this turn of aggression for their turn 3, which is huge. Then 3 Koitsukai. This card was like, these 2 cards were MVP. I ain't gonna lie to you. Against Kidku, this was huge. Against other matches, it was huge. I didn't play the mirror of Tapion, so I didn't have to worry about that. But just forcing their bunny girl and their Chatsu actions to be costly is huge. 2 Deborah, I played against one green deck, was against one of the Khan brothers. Super close game, he did win it, and it was a lot of fun to play. I didn't really need this per se, because you draw so many cards in this deck, so I might not even play it anymore, I'm going to be honest with you. We'll see. 2 Demigra for black, 1 Jiren just in case we're into like Soul Striker or something, I don't know, because people like that deck. A second Noob just in case. 2 Mafubas, I put this in quite often actually, it was super helpful. Green to shut off their ground shaking fury and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Stop them from making you discard 3 and redirecting.
Can't redirect or anything. And then 1 Hunt of the Demon God because Hunt, and there's a lot of free 1 energy life taking negates.
Man, I wonder who was talking about that.
Weird. And then for the Z deck, 1 S Blue Vegito, never played it. 1 Cell, played it once. 1 Beerus, this is probably the card that I reached for the most. When I say the most, I mean twice. 1 Janemba, never played it. 2 Trunks, just in case. Obviously, we have decks like Hatcher, even just yellow decks that have Nimbuses, so I wanted to have other threats I could play to get through this with more swings. And then the campaign rare. Oh, this I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not give these campaign rares enough credit. This card was cracked, up way, sideways, every way possible. Just turn 2, play it, plus, and then restand energy, have heroic prospect going for the rest of the game. I did that to one of my opponents, and I just went prospect, 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 3 turns in a row, and it was just like, well, I guess I can't play anymore. I'm like, you're right. And then I played Deborah, didn't use it. You gotta have it though, just because it gets through barrier. Again, the deck doesn't have a lot of barrier removal, so this is like super important to have. Then the card I played the most, the Black Kamehameha Mighty Blast. This card is just good for defense and offense as well, just to end the game. And then setting this up, it's kind of annoying every now and then to try to set it up, but when the opportunity is there, you just go ahead and do it. If you have nothing else to do, you use this a lot more than you think. Just my token. Yeah, don't Duel Masters, I missed that game. Yeah, no, but it was a really fun event. My matchups, round 1 was SS God Trunks, the black one card. The deck is broken, I ain't gonna hold you. It was really close, super nice guy, and he had a lot going for him, but I was able to edge it out. And then I played, what did I play? It's Kid Q after that. Won that matchup, that was pretty easy. That's Tapion is one of those decks where you either run your opponent over or it's just super close for comfort. It is what it is. And then round 3, I played against the Khan brother, Green. That was my first loss, which was kind of unfortunate, but congrats to him for doing so well. Yeah, it should have been a winnable matchup, but unfortunately I had my SCR in life, and he had 4 Cells commies in his deck, and I'm like, all right, so he just kept taking all my like win conditions out of my hand. I'm like, there's no way, just flipped over 2 8-drops. I didn't know what was happening, but you know, if you're blessed under the sun, it is what it is. And then I played against more Kid Q, 2 more. I lost 1 to Dave. Thanks, Dave. Wow. And then the other Kid Q player on my last round I played against kind of just ran him over. He couldn't really do much because I set up the prospect plays, and I had like 12 cards to his like 4. And he's like, yeah, I don't think I can win this game. I'm like, I don't think so either, bro. And then I played against another green Goku deck. The guy Will, he's a nice dude. He talks to some of my buddies, Raven and whatnot. He plays a lot of green Goku. Unfortunately, his super combos were at the bottom of his deck, and I bottom decked one from his life with my Beast Han. So that was a pretty one-sided game right there. I always clear the unison against green because I can't let them have that value. So I'm like, all right, just get out of here. And if they want to burn dormants on that, that's fine by me. I don't really care. What else did I play against? I think those were the big highlights for my matchups.
What was your last match?
That was against another Kid Q. I played 3 Kid Q, played a Vegeta Xeno, 2 green Gokus. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot about the 1 expert 21 player I played against. My man walked in at 3-1 when I was playing against him. I'm like, how did you get here? I was incredibly impressed. Great. He knew how to run his deck though, so I was impressed with that. But I'm like, more power to you, bro. I respect it because I really like that deck a lot. It's a lot of fun, but the mulligan rules kind of like mess it up quite a bit. Not being able to keep your pieces is kind of unfortunate, but respected him for being able to get that far with it. Hopefully he did really well. I didn't check the standings, but cool deck. Either way, had a lot of fun. Probably not going to play this again. I think me and my friend decided to play a different deck this coming weekend for Gen Con Online. Should be from the new set. I'm looking forward to, you know, testing out some new stuff finally instead of playing Tapion for the 5th time. But, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, I appreciate you all. Thank you, Legends, for, you know, supporting the team, and also the rest of our teammates as well for bouncing ideas off each other and just being a really good group of guys. The cause, congratulations once again, and you know, shout out to all my opponents for being good people. I actually made a couple mistakes during the weekend, and one of my opponents corrected me, and he was nice enough to walk it back, and I walked him back. So, you know, everyone's just, you know, trying to look out for each other in the community and not take cheese wins instead. But either way, looking forward to playing more people this weekend.